And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing Factorio in our Extreme Production series. And just getting the research automated now. We're gonna want. I've got a bunch of stuff crafted here. We're gonna try to get green science automated. So we're gonna give ourselves a nice big space with this. 2, 3, 4, 5, I think is good, and then 1, 2, 3. Lots and lots of space. That's one of the keys to a happy base, is give yourselves a lot of space. And I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but rhyme it did. Okay, so these are inserters and belts, and you know, one thing is with, you know, belts, we're gonna want to have a couple on this side for belts, so these will be belts. And then we'll have iron and gears coming up the side. And then iron and gears coming up the side here. And these doesn't really matter as long as they just stick to one side of the belt. So these can output like that, input like that. And all of these, I don't need super fast inserters on these because they just can't craft fast enough. We're gonna want some greens to get our progress going as quickly as possible here. Because if you look at the research, you know, logistics 2, loaders, you know, more inserter options, all of that stuff is behind greens. But while we have reds automated, let's knock out some of these. So electrolysis, this is a Bob's thing, as is chemical processing, alloys. He did make steel cheaper. So as you can see, steel plate is only 2 iron plate instead of 5. So that is markedly cheaper than it is in the vanilla game. All right, so I want to give myself a nice tall amount of room here, and then we're going to kind of go up like that. It's kind of wonky the way that works, but I want to leave enough space in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I want to leave enough space in here to put a chest and a loader system, because I want to be able to have a good amount saved up. So the other ingredient on these is inserters, and these things are a little trickier because they require 3 different ingredients. And we can't even craft them into this assembly unit, unfortunately. So we actually need automation 2, wherever that may be. I don't think I have access to it yet. Might be under electronics. If I look, yep. Automation 2 is electronics. So we need to research this, and then we need to research automation 2, because we need to be able to autocraft these, which require 3 different ingredients. So if I come in here and, oh, not those. If I look, iron plate and iron gear. Well, guess what's going to be on this belt right here? Iron plate and iron gear. That's what's going to be on here. So we're going to have this come across the top, and that's going to feed 2 more assemblers. Well, these assemblers are going to be split. So just using these for spacing. Okay, and then up the middle here, that will be the circuits. And the output will come out like this and match up there, and everything is happy. So this will be circuits. Okay, so let's get automation 2, which gives us the assembly machine, which allows us to craft things with up to 4 ingredients. So that will go a long ways, because this one is tied to only 2 ingredients. Yeah, crafts items that require up to 2 ingredients. So very, very limiting. Plus, you know, the crafting speed on this 0.5, the crafting speed on this 0.75. So it actually crafts a little bit faster. And do we need 2 assemblers for these? Well, this is 6 seconds. So I've got 10 of these. So I need 10 every 6 seconds. Well, these are crafting every 0.5 seconds. So one of these can craft enough for 12 assemblers. I only have 10. But I have a whole lot of room for extras. So I'm going to grab a couple of these. And these are going to be the inserters. And I could upgrade everything to include these, but I'm not. Okay, so we have all of this set up. We'll leave a nice ample room in there. We need green circuits in this line. We need plates and gears over here. So let's get first plates, and then right on this line, this is gears, and right down this line, oh, this is going to be circuits. So let's mark those 2, and then that one is a thing. So we're gonna have this come up. I wonder if no. Now it's time for the march. The march of the undergrounds. This is always fun. And then this one I actually do want to underground up, just in case. All right, so we have plates, gears, and circuits coming up. And let's get these tied in to their source. All the way through. And then let's think about powering all of this stuff, which is not going to be easy considering the limitations on these power poles. Okay, I think that covers everybody there. Now, let's get everybody covered up here. I want to get everybody covered, plus some room to expand. Oh, look at that! Just in time for the autosave. Beautiful. So you can see the inserters going in, and you see the belts going in. And the inserter craft time is also 0.5 seconds. So these craft 0.5 seconds, but the inserters will actually craft a little bit faster because of the difference in assembly machines. But all of these should now be very, very happy and starting to build our green circuits. Not circuits, green science packs. So as those gear up, we can kind of take a little gander at the base here. I do have one radar right here, and I've got another one right there. So these, if we look at the height, you can see these are at the same height. I kind of want to keep that going because they're doing their scanning thing. Although they're no Mark V. You know, if that was a Mark V radar, this whole area would be revealed. I love the Mark V radars. They're so awesome. But yeah, we've got a surplus of things. So if I were a smart person, I would create a little fast inserter setup here. Look at the fast inserters. So they need iron plate and electronic circuit. Unfortunately, we don't really have much by way of iron plate or electronic circuit availability in a widespread area. I mean, I could just create a box to hold the inserters in, or I could get really fancy and do something like this and have this shove into a box. Oh, let's put a limit on it. And we're going to have this go down, down, in, and this needs to come across. And then this needs to go over. And then we need power. And now we have a little assembly system for, you know, just a miniature assembly system for some fast inserters. Because we're going to want, I've got 20 stone furnaces. We need to get stone bricks automated soon. Because a lot of these advanced Bob things, like this, uses bricks in their recipe. So we need bricks sooner in this playthrough than in the last one. Looks like everything is good. Using roughly 10% of my power capabilities. I did finish this all out, get it all ready to go. And you can see our iron is a little... It's going down. It's going down fast. So we're using quite a lot of it. I want to wait till this is good to go before I get too crazy. Get too crazy with integrating all of that. So yeah, we've got green circuits are automated. I love how those little systems work so well. But yeah, green is now automated. Let's see how far we've... Oh, we've almost filled up the stack. Almost. All right. We're making, 10 at a time. I could bump these up to the new assembler, but that would be a pretty major drain on our limited resources right now. We will be bumping up our production as we get stuff researched. We're gonna need better mining drills. We're gonna need a bunch of stuff that we don't have access to yet. Steel would be a good one. There's a lot of stuff gated behind steel. You can see in mining drills research, it gives us the better drills is locked behind steel. So steel is a very important one. So much stuff is gated behind steel. Advanced material processing, obviously steel furnaces use stone brick, which is another reason I want to get stone bricks up and running now rather than later. So let's get steel processing research now, and then by then we should be pretty full on greens and be able to run with that. So let's go quickly set up. First, before I leave, I'm gonna need all of those belts. I'm gonna need all of those inserters, plus whatever more you want to give me. It's revealed by the radar, so I could grab some from that chest from the map if I really wanted to. All right, steel processing finished in a hurry. Wow, that was quick. Okay, so here is steel. I'm gonna need, let's see, 5, 10, and let's see, 5, 10. Might as well. Okay, so stone. We've got coal right here, which is very nice. This is going to come out. So 1, 2, 3, right in here. This is where stone is going to come in. So this is where coal is. This is where stone is. Let's get this set up here. Okay, and then one down here. All right, now underground that. We're going to want to split that and then extend this. Oh, a little overzealous. Okay, so let's get these set up. I'm not sure how many we're gonna need, but I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go extreme with this and see where we need to go from there. Okay, so let's get lots and lots of stone. Okay, so obviously we're going to need a lot of inserters on this process. So place them all down. And then we want to specify, actually, let's do the outsides so that each block has an inside and an outside. So pretend there's another one over here. This would be the outside right here. So we want this one to come in right here. So, and then the outsides of these. Okay, and now for the power. Okay, so stone is now to be had. Unfortunately, even though the belt is so packed tight, I don't know if we're actually moving as much stone as we really can be. So we want bricks to come out. And we want lots of space for future growth. It's one of the reasons why I wanted so many belts. Okay, and if we look, we're gonna need to fit it right into here. So that line right there. So in here, we're gonna want these to come in around, and now we can route them through. And let's get some of those on the bus. Actually, one of the things I like to do is there we go. Now you don't really need to throw them on the bus right away because you don't really need them all that fast, but we're gonna plan ahead. We're planning for the future here, and I want to get them on the bus sooner rather than later. So we're also going to need a couple more of underground belts. Because we need one right here. And right here. Lots of space. Ample room. Oh, and I ran out. Just in time. Just before I finished. 300 more waiting in that one chest. There's over 1,000 waiting in the other one. Okay, so there we go. Bricks are now on the bus. Hopefully, yeah, we've got a little, once these run out, it's going to get a little thinner in here. As you can see, they're not quite packed in very tight. But that's okay. We'll eventually have loaders and all that kind of stuff for that. So let's do our very first red-green research, and we're gonna do, what should we do first? Steel? No. Let's do loaders first. I want to also knock out a lot of these here. We're going to need to knock out nickel. Nickel is used in quite a few recipes. And fluid handling, that's another very, very important one, especially with Bob's. But yeah, I want to get loaders. Going. All right. Well, looks like iron has really died away, unfortunately. Really died away. But green has recovered quite a bit, and we're going to want to start ramping up production, especially with iron, because wow, we are, look at that, just devastated iron, nuts. But we're also going to need the better furnaces, and oh, so much stuff to do. But that'll have to do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.